Good morning, my name is Mwangala. I'm going to talk about the impact of spin in public relations. We are going to focus on ZESCO. Next slide. Yes, and the first question that we're going to ask ourselves, who are the public relations professionals? Okay, these are media practitioners between the public and the organization. It's like they are a go in between. They are also facilitators, relationship builders, maintainers, and also communicators, influencers, and also strategic thinkers in cases where there's a conflict between the public and the organization. They are also counselors. They come in to tell us what the objective of the institution is all about. Yes, the impact of spin in public relations. Okay, in Zambia, there's been a trend that most of the public relations officers engage in deception by concealing facts in order to improve the reputation of their organization. And then in this paper, in particular, we're going to analyze ZESCO, which is a Zambia state-owned utility company. It's actually the largest utility company in Zambia. Okay. In the year 2015, somewhere there, the power utility company introduced load shedding in all parts of Zambia due to the low water levels in its reservoirs as a result of the poor rainfall experienced during the 2014-2015 rain season. The public opinion was that the load shedding was not conducted fairly. The public said that there was segregation between the spin. Okay? They said that there was segregation between the people in the lower densely populated areas and those in the suburbs. Okay? And then, and upon ZESCO realizing the public uproar, ZESCO came up with strategies that persuaded the public that the utility company does not segregate areas of load shedding. Okay, and then some of the strategies that ZESCO used was that ZESCO used a social media platform such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to engage in the public in order to persuade them that there is no segregation of load shedding. In doing that, they also availed rotational nationwide of load shedding and live nationwide television updates of load shedding schedules. And also they had live phone-in programs on the radio stations. Okay? And then also, ZESCO engaged opinion leaders who were power experts who explained the need of the load shedding and also to say that this is not a segregative matter, but it should have every Zambian to feel the impact. Okay? And in all this, what ZESCO would have done in the first place was to put up a risk mechanism where the company would have come up with dams so that in case there is a drought, they are able to harvest the water, they are able to go back to the people and help them source the utility power, not to tell them of the load shedding. And also, they would have accepted the wrong that indeed there was segregation, and they would have fired the personnel who were involved in the segregation of load shedding. Okay, so in the recommendation and conclusion, we've found that it has been found that the public opinion or uproar, if not tactically handled, can destroy the company's image and reputation. And then in doing so, the PR should also be mindful of the ethical standards, and also there's usually a conflict between the ethical standards and that of building a reputation of the organization. So in any way, ZESCO, the PR people should always do what is right, and ZESCO should always fire people who are not doing the right things. Yes, and I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.